Hello, everyone. Okay, I was supposed to jump on a live with Erwin Valencia, who's a good friend of mine, but it would not let me jump into his live for some reason. I kept requesting and it wouldn't work. So I'm starting my own live, and then I'm going to try and add him in. But he does this whole gratitude sessions. It's amazing. So I'm excited to do this. So I'll just wait for him to join in. Yeah, fingers crossed that it works, you guys. Okay, I just saw his request. Oh no, Erwin.
Oh my God, finally. Oh my gosh. What was happening there?
Easy.
I don't know. It's not like having it. I don't know if it's like a Wi-Fi situation.
No, but I'm glad that we figured it out.
maybe because I was playing too much like jamming music this morning or this afternoon. And Instagram's like, no. That's way too popular nowadays. Everyone on the other platform is using it for their dances nowadays. So maybe IG's like, no, we're not gonna do that today.
Oh, sorry, bye.
The little thing, everyone's doing it now on the other platform. Hi, darling. Greetings and salutations. How are you?
Thank you.
This is gonna be weird because technically I should be hosting, and then now you're kind of hosting. So, yeah. So this is an exciting situation. I'm gonna get people to kind of like get in here and see if there's a way to gather peeps or whatever. But anyways, that and then one thing, don't make sure as a housekeeping, just when it's save the video afterwards, and then
Sure.
I'll sort it out afterwards and put it up and all that other good stuff. Anyways, all right, I'm gonna take the lead here. I'm gonna grab it from Ash. Welcome to Sunday Gratitude Sessions. This is Erwin Benedict Valencia, also known as EBV, also known as E, or also known as Kuya Erwin in the Clubhouse streets if you are on that audio app, which I'm frequently on. That said, it is also almost the 1-year anniversary of Gratitude Gang on Clubhouse with our almost 25,000 members who are just living in gratitude every day. And we are in one of the top 10 most supportive clubs on Clubhouse. And also almost the anniversary of Bahay Kubo, which is the first Filipino club on Clubhouse, which is also kind of happening simultaneously. So I'm an OG in that space. And so for those of you who are on Clubhouse, this is me and this is how I look like. The hat is the thing. Yes, as you can tell, that whole collection going on. So, but yes, this is Sunday Gratitude Sessions. We do this. This is the second season. And in this special episode, we are bringing to you the wonderful, the lovely, one of my OG friends. Actually, I've known Ashley Hess now for 4+ almost 5 years, and it all started with oils. So a wonder and delight that this is all happening. Yes, Ashley Hess is a legend herself, and if you don't know that yet, you will be surprised. So I just wanted to give a shout out to everybody here. Please put down on the little thing at the bottom to let us know where you're coming from, so we can give you a shout out, whether you're coming from, I know we got some peeps from Miami, some people from Canada, there was somebody from the Philippines, somebody from Spain. And so for everyone, please write down where you come from and we can give you some love. And also don't forget the tap little arrow, share there, and share this with your friends, as this is going to be an epic conversation for a beautiful Sunday that's happening here in New York, as Ashley Hess is also now here in New York. Woohoo! Yes. So, as we always do on Sunday Gratitude Sessions, what we like to do, Manila in the house, yep, and South Africa, sending all of you guys some love. We usually start the Sunday Gratitude Sessions and by kind of giving a background on what we do here. First, obviously, we want to give a shout out to Ashley and give her some time, just say hi and everything else. And then we're going to go into a little bit of grounding work. We're going to do what I call the Take 5 breath work and gratitude meditation, just for 5 minutes or less, just to kind of get grounded, so that we have a conversation about being in present moment of gratitude, Number two, we're going to ask the beautiful Ashley here of what she's personally grateful for and why, to hold her accountable for her gratitude, and then and ask her what then has she been using that sense of gratitude to as she spreads her love through the world. And then we go to what we call the science part of Sunday Gratitude Sessions, which is bring an intervention called the Gratitude Letter and asking Ash who she would give a gratitude letter to and why as she goes through the exercise. And then we're going to ask her what she's up to next. And then, last but not the least, of course, the famed Gratitude Dance Challenge. We've had anyone go anywhere from doing a golf swing and then a shimmy to something like cooking a stew, aka the old school cabbage patch, to a full-on like Running Man. So, Ash, it's up to you. You want to do hands, you want to do whatever, it's going to be up to you. So that said, before we get grounded, happy Sunday, my dear friend. How are you doing today?
I'm so great. How are you?
Epic. How is your move to New York City going?
I feel like I'm finally getting settled. It's been a process up until this point, but I feel like I'm finally getting settled, like starting to get into like kind of a routine as much as I can. And it feels so good. It feels so good. I'm so happy to be here.
So I see that you're getting used to like running where you're running in the park now or running West Side Highway. What's our run path of choice?
I'm really close to Central Park, and so I've been taking advantage of that because it hasn't been, I expected it to be a lot colder here already, but it hasn't been too cold yet, so I've been taking advantage of that park time. So I've been running in the park in the mornings, and it's magical.
I know, and I think today might be the first day that it was a little more chillier than normal.
I have like a sweater on because I walked outside today, and I was like, oh, fall has arrived.
Like, for real this time.
Yeah.
Not even just like a little, usually towards right after Labor Day, temperature a little changes. You can sense it, gets crisper, the air gets crisper, but today was more like actual cold, so it's kind of fascinating.
Still in the air, but I'm here for it. I'm ready.
True, and come on, you've been living in Utah for a lot of time of your life, and then obviously Nashville's a bit warmer, but Utah, I'm sure you're used to the crisp air.
Yeah, yep, definitely.
All right, very cool. Well, are you ready to get started?
I'm ready.
All righty. Everybody, please take your seats if you can. If you'd like to lie down as we do this, you're welcome to as well. This is a very simple exercise called Take 5. And this is basically giving yourself 5 deep breaths to allow yourself to get grounded in gratitude. So here I'm going to demonstrate it for a little bit. First thing you're going to do is going to bring your right hand right in front of you, like this, your right hand in front of you. You're going to bring your right hand, and then you're going to bring your right hand upwards, just like you were going to do holding like a pizza pie. And since Ash is now in New York, we're all about the pizza pie nowadays, the pizza pie, And then after that, we're going to bring your left pointer finger. We're going to bring your left pointer finger into the crease of your wrist. And then as you take a deep breath in, we're going to move that pointer finger to the edge of the fingertip. And then we're going to bring it back with an exhale to the center of the crease. So it's bringing inhale to the edge, exhale to the center of the crease. So, and then we're going to do that 5 times. And then we're going to bring the hand to the heart, bring the left hand on top of that, close our eyes, and then we'll just pause for a little second in stillness to be able to think of what we're grateful for at this exact moment. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, is everyone ready? I hope everyone's ready because we're ready to rock. So here we go. Right hand up, right hand upwards facing up like a pizza pie. Left finger on the wrist crease. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out through your mouth. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in through your nose. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out through your mouth. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, while breathing normally, bring your right hand to your heart. Bring your left hand over your right hand. And if you feel called to, close your eyes. And now, breathing normally, with your hand in your heart, with a nice set of fresh air in your lungs, think about one thing or person that you're grateful for at this very moment. Not yesterday, not somebody you're looking forward for tomorrow, not even this morning. At this very moment, think and feel with your heart who or what are you grateful for and why. And remember that the why is important because it helps you become more accountable for why that gratitude exists. And I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to go through it. And as you follow your breath and living in this exact moment in time, feel and think who or what you're grateful for. All right. Whenever you're ready, slowly and gently, open your eyes and rise. Welcome to the now.
Wow.
Thank you all for joining me. Ash, thank you for joining me. How are you feeling?
So like relaxed and present. I love that.
Perfect. This is one of the easier exercises to do, to be in that state of gratitude because it allows you to be in the moment. And then when you're in the moment, it's easier for the sense of gratitude to be inside of you. So that said, what are you grateful for, or who are you grateful for, and why?
In that moment, it was interesting because I felt so like refreshed and calm, and I was just thinking about just like being alive and how great that was. And then I heard the sound of like a car honking, and it like I was like, how crazy and cool is it that I'm in New York City? And then it just made me. I just started thinking about how grateful I am to be here because New York was not on my radar at all, really. I mean, I love the city and I've been here quite a bit, but I had some other things kind of in the works. And so the fact that I'm out here now and just being in the city and the new opportunities and the people and the things that are happening, I just feel so grateful to be here. It was a very pleasant surprise in my life.
Grateful for the Big Apple and for the people that gave you, was that 100 likes or share or 1,000 likes or shares to get you to come here? Is that correct?
Yes, exactly. So grateful for all those people that liked that picture. So I'm like, hey, that's why I'm moving here. It's just because
Wow. Wow. I can't even know what the backstory behind that is, but we'll find out when we have dinner later. Okay, very cool. So with this sense of gratitude, being in New York and having this feeling, how are you finding yourself sharing this sense now that you are in New York? And what are you doing to bring this sense of gratitude of being here to not only the city, but to the rest of the world?
I was having a conversation with one of my friends about this a couple days ago because I feel like it's very apparent that I'm not from here because I walk around and I just am looking at everything like just taking it all in and just trying to be very present. But there's so much magic and beauty in the city. I mean, it's dirty and it smells and it's like, obviously it's not all glamorous.
What are you talking about?
But there's so much beauty and there's so much diversity and there's no other city like it. And so something that I guess a way that I'm practicing that gratitude of being here is just not taking it for granted. Like in the mornings I'm running in Central Park and then I just find myself like wandering around the city and like getting to know the little places around where I live and going to like a new part of the city and just like trying to experience the beauty in what I'm experiencing, but also not being shy about the fact that I'm just like blown away by the city and not being embarrassed when I'm just like completely captivated. And because I know it's busy, people are in a hurry to get to where they're going, but just like appreciating the magic of the city. I love it.
I like it. So All right, that's beautiful, and particularly on days like this where the sun is actually shining
Yeah.
and people are wandering around, and it seems almost as life is normal in the city, and it's such a blessing for all of us to experience that at this moment in time. So as you kind of go into kind of reflection, and especially now that you kind of have found yourself a little bit of a home base, I wanted to ask you is if you were to write a gratitude letter, and I'll explain what the gratitude letter is, who would that be and why? And the gratitude letter is something that's really become such a great, powerful tool in the world of positive psychology. It is an intervention with the greatest amount of change that can be present for those that use it. So out of every intervention that's out there, the most powerful one is the gratitude letter, or also known as the gratitude visit. And the gratitude visit or letter is basically you handwriting a letter to somebody that maybe has done you wrong, or you've done them wrong, or somebody you've lost track of, or somebody that you've kind of fell apart with, or somebody that maybe you missed an opportunity to share something deeper with them because time and life happened. And to show true appreciation, you just wanted to, even in a moment of time, write a letter, particularly by hand, as you know, as they say, is that if you write things, then they will come to fruition even more and be able to manifest it. And there's even a phrase in the Bible that says that. And so, so if there was somebody in the world today that you would write a gratitude letter to, who would that person be and why?
I feel like my answer might be a little bit unconventional, and I don't know if this counts, but when initially, like when I was thinking about that question earlier, I had like a couple people in mind, but just as you were talking about this now, just a very immediate answer came to mind. But I think I would write the letter to my past self, if that,
Okay.
like I know that's not like I can't hand deliver it to my past self, but I've actually been reflecting about that a lot lately, of just, I feel like, especially with COVID, I went through a very self-reflecting phase of life. Like a lot of things in my life changed, and a lot of things that I had put a lot of my identity in changed. And so I got to know myself on a deeper level, and I realized just parts about my past self that I was really hard on, or that I was frustrated with. And now I'm seeing the beauty in that, and how it's helped me get to the place where I am now, and all the things that I've overcome, even in this version of myself that I was getting to know, that I was like learning all these new parts about myself. And so
Mm,
I would write a letter of gratitude to her and just thank her for showing up the way that she did, with the knowledge that she had and under the circumstances that she was in, because that has allowed me to get to where I am now. So I don't know if that I don't know if that I'm allowed to say that, because technically that's not a person in the world.
no, you're not allowed to say that. Yeah, no, just kidding.
That's just what came to mind when you said that, and it was really interesting. And it also was just like a beautiful moment for me, because I'm like, wow, like I was really hard on that girl, but like I wouldn't
Yeah.
be here today without her. So it was a really cool moment of like feeling that gratitude.
No, I think that I leave that question open-ended. And yes, you can go through the official way of answering it,
Mm-hmm.
but also at the same time, it should be to your interpretation of who you'd like to send that letter to. And
Yeah.
as long as it's heartfelt, and that there's some sort of discomfort that occurs because you want to write that letter by hand, but also almost giving yourself, if it is you, giving yourself that letter internally, it's like it's you having to face certain challenges of discomfort and admitting to it, and using that as a sense of growth. So, that answer was perfect, my darling. So thank you for sharing that. That's utterly amazing. I wanted to send some shout outs to my boy, Georgie Ataka in the house, and a couple of my dance friends from the bachata world are joining us today. Kind of cool. This is really like a global thing. If you are just joining us here with the beautiful Ashley Hess, and you're wondering who the heck I am with the red hat, my name is Erwin Benedict Valencia. You can find me at Erwin B. Valencia, also known as EBV, and I have been doing the Sunday Gratitude Sessions. This is the second season, episode 4, here on Instagram or on YouTube, but also on Clubhouse, every Sunday now for a year. So if you guys are over there. So that said, so enough about me and that little spiel there. Ash, what is the one thing that you are excited about right now?
I feel like this is all like circling around this, but I'm just really excited for new opportunities in this chapter of life. I feel like I'm in a new city with new people and just a very new situation. And so I'm very excited just about what's going to come from it. I think specifically on a personal level, like the growth I'm going to experience there. And then also musically, just what's going to come in this next chapter, because I can already tell being in a new environment, especially one like New York with this energy and just, there's just so much happening all the time. It's inspiring a lot of things within me creatively, and it's very different than anything I've experienced thus far. So I'm really excited to see what I create in this chapter.
Okay, I like it. I like it. And maybe this might go a little bit too deeper, but why, besides obviously the 1,000 likes you got from the photos for being here, what drove you to say, you know what, the 1,000 likes was a little bit, maybe a little bit of a joke, but it's kind of pushed me a little bit to something. Why the decision, I guess, to come to New York and obviously as it relates to something being excited for, what makes you excited about moving to the Big Apple?
So there's a couple things. I've actually spent a decent amount of time in the city, and I've loved the city. I grew up in California, not technically in the city, but I was close enough to San Francisco. So I grew up going there quite a bit, and there's something about a city that I love. And I think too, I am one that I get uncomfortable when I get too comfortable.
Okay.
Like, I kind of start to freak out and like, okay, like I need to be pushing, which is a blessing and a curse, but I'm grateful for that specifically because it always, I just feel like it pushes me and I'm always learning and growing and expanding, and I love that. And also an opportunity came up out here too, with a band that just kind of made sense, and I've wanted to live out here, but it just wasn't on my radar. But the timing with everything with this band that I was potentially going to be working with, and then with different producers out here that I wanted to work with, and then just kind of a change of scenery, and also wanting to be in a place that I felt like would push me a little bit outside my comfort zone. It just kind of was like the stars aligned, and I just was like, okay, this is the next step. Yeah, like it felt so out of the blue, and almost like I was like, what? This makes no sense, but at the same time, it made absolutely perfect sense. So.
Wow, epic. And obviously I'm personally very happy that you're here. We finally actually get to save some time to really dive deep and to be able to give a chance for me to then introduce you to some people in my community here who I'm sure will love you, and especially all the musicians that are here, and the funky kind of vibes that with music and everything else and art and the combination of both and all that other stuff. I'm excited to be able to spend more time with you, and not just this, long distance of seeing each other once in a while and talking to each other on the phone or an email or in text, but to be able to get a chance to actually then deep dive and say, hey, what are the things you'd love to experience, and being in New York, and if I can obviously help by any means facilitate that, that'll be obviously such a gift for me to be able to give you. So I'm really excited. Speaking of gifts, it's about that time as we slowly end Sunday Day Gratitude Sessions, where what we do in every episode is we ask our guests to do what we call the Gratitude Dance Challenge. And it could be anywhere from something crazy as, like a full-on Running Man old type situation, or it could be just like, a simple like head nod or whatever, or a shoulder shimmy, whatever it is you wish you'd like to share as your Gratitude Dance Challenge feature for today, for this episode. So I'm going to put a little bit of music. You can give me some context if you'd like, but it'll be up to you to decide what you want to dance. So
This is so fun. Not like I have to, like, my nieces and nephews would be so proud because they taught me how to floss.
Oh,
I feel like I need to bust that out for you.
we're here.
Okay, ready?
Floss it, yes. Floss it. Floss it, yes.
Nephews, everyone.
I think I'm still trying to figure out how to like do that myself. It's like,
I'll teach you.
I don't think that. Oh,
Yeah.
that's terrible. That's that was a terrible version of that. So
But you tried.
I tried. Anyways, thank you very much, Ash, for coming in for today's episode for Sunday Gratitude Sessions. Any last words? Anything you want to invite people to, or anything that you'd like them to see or catch you somewhere?
Just I guess thank you guys for being here, and thank you, Erwin, for having me. I love that you're doing this. I think one thing that I will say is just having a perspective of gratitude and ending my day with intentional gratitude has completely changed not only how I feel, but just how I see the world. And so, big advocate for gratitude. So I love that you're doing this, Erwin. You're amazing.
Oh, well, it's my absolute pleasure to have you and to share this. And like I said, we got time now, and we're here in the same zone, so we're ready to rock. So anyways, well, everyone, thank you for coming over to Sunday Gratitude Sessions. We'll have another guest next week, probably around the same time, 12 o'clock Pacific and 3 o'clock Eastern. I think next week we'll have Carly Moffa, one of my other friends as well, who's fun. Also, actually, Nashville. It's kind of crazy. This whole country vibe is like coming, like my friends are all part of that. But anyways, make sure to tune in. Make sure to follow Ash if you don't follow her yet. Make sure to follow me if you haven't followed yet. And stay tuned for Sunday Gratitude Sessions over on YouTube. Or if you are in Clubhouse, make sure you stop by and say hi on Gratitude Gang as we do this on Sundays as well. Enjoy the rest of your day, folks. Remember that yesterday is history. Tomorrow is still a mystery. And today is a gift. And that is the reason why they call it present. On that note, peace and love, Korean hearts. Take it easy. All right. Have a good night, folks.